Welcome everybody, it's Sylvie McCracken from sylviemccracken.com, and today I have one of my incredible clients, Dr. Jenny Abercrombie, who is a naturopathic doctor, and with me from the LA area today. Hey Jenny, welcome.
Hi, thanks Sylvie.
And Jenny, your website is will be, depending on when people are watching this, thevibrantmom.com, is that right?
That's correct, in about a month.
In about a month. So yeah, depending on when people are watching this, they might be finding no site found, or they might see your incredible website by then. So awesome. Well, welcome. And I'm so glad you're here to kind of share your experience and your 2 cents in this process of writing your ebook, and in particular in your kind of busy life. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what you do as a naturopathic doctor and what your life looked like a little bit as you were joining our program?
Sure. I'm a naturopathic doctor and I see a lot of women. I do a lot of endocrinology, a lot of postpartum care, fertility, basically working full-time, only seeing clients 4 days a week, and then of course office management the rest. And then we're also in the middle of a massive move to Colorado. Our house actually goes on the market in about 3 weeks. So we've been orchestrating all of that on the side too. And I think the big thing is just there's never a right time to write a book.
Yeah.
There's always going to be things going on.
So what made you think to do this? What was your main motivation to say, okay, I'm going to write an ebook, I'm going to go online, I'm going to create a passive income stream, I'm going to get my message out there in a bigger way? What was your main catalyst for that?
The main driving force is pretty much about 2 weeks prior to starting your program, I gave a talk at the local hospital about postpartum care, along with a pelvic PT and a urogynecologist. And I was surprised at how much I was educating everyone else on the topic. And this already was it is still a soapbox for me because there's just a huge gap in medicine on postpartum care. And unfortunately, just not enough providers really kind of understand the physiology and the immune changes that happen that drive all the postpartum changes. And so there's a lot of moms just kind of getting left and not really healing. So really my big driver is I landed this talk and I got a whole bunch of momentum, and I really wanted to this is the time to write the book. It didn't matter what else was going on in my life. This was, the world opened a door and I needed to step into it.
I love that. There's a little bit of an audio thing, but I know we pulled Jenny out of Disneyland, you guys. So we're going to have to work with the audio today. I love that you did that. I love that you snuck away from Disneyland to do this interview. I appreciate you so much. So we're going to talk a little bit about your schedule and what that looked like when you were joining, because I totally agree with you. There is never a perfect time. But I love what you're talking about, because there's, a lot of times we see these 3 different reasons why people want to do this. And a big one, of course, is income. They're when you're trading time for money, there's obviously a cap on what you can do. There's also the freedom piece where, you want to spend a little bit more time with your family and do other things. But the big third one as well is this impact thing. And so what we hear a lot from people is, I have a message that can change millions of lives. And obviously I can't change millions of lives in a one-on-one setting. So I absolutely love that you brought that up. So were you finding yourself in your practice repeating yourself constantly? I mean, is this something that you were just rinsing and repeating all day, every day, like Groundhog Day?
I got some stuff that I definitely rinse and repeat. And, my patients know that there's kind of core rules that you don't break with me. And that's in the book too. So everyone's going to know my core rules that you don't break.
Do you want to share 1 or 2 of them?
Sure, it actually goes along with breakfast. My rules are eat breakfast within an hour of waking, focus on protein, fat, and fiber, throw out the carbs, the sugars. If you're gonna have caffeine, have it after breakfast and make it fatty, indulgent. If you can't break the coffee, then I want you to add fat and cinnamon and collagen, because that is literally my #1 treatment for fatigue. It works 70% of the time. It's amazing.
I love it. I love it. And I love that, obviously it's like if you had to say that over and over again in an hour setting and really go into depth on all that and really explain the why and have people go, but I really love my, whatever, my coffee at 5 a.m. first thing or whatever. It just seems, obviously it's a little bit inefficient in terms of, we only have you for 100 years. You can only see so many people. So why don't you tell people a little bit about you know, your schedule? Because you alluded to the fact that there's never a perfect time, which you and I agree on that tremendously. But, you know, when people hear that, they might think, yeah, that's great, but Jenny must have a lot of time. So I would really love for you to kind of share what your schedule looked like when you joined, and what that meant as far as how you had to fit it in.
Yeah. So I can tell you, alarm clock goes off at 6 in the morning. Kids wake up at 6:20. We get them out the door at 7 o'clock to go to school, and then start seeing patients by 9 o'clock. So, usually it's kind of nice to get 45 minutes, sometimes only half an hour between dropping the kids off and seeing patients, and then see patients all the way up until about 4:30, 5 o'clock, pick up the kids, get dinner on the table, get kids into bed, and all of a sudden it's 8:30 at night. So finding time to write the book has been fortunately, my husband's been very supportive, and like Friday mornings, it meant getting up at 5 in the morning, and I found a coffee shop that opened at 5:30. And some Saturdays it was, okay, I'm going to put in 2 hours on ebook while my 2-year-old sleeps. And Mondays it was, okay, I'm going to get up again and just get 2 hours out.
Yeah. I love it because what I remember being told, well, Jenny just joined, she's going to be fantastic, and she can't make it to the group calls for the first month. So she'll be showing up the second month. And I was like, okay, that's some commitment. And I just remember seeing help tickets come in from you late at night, pretty much every day. And what I love about you, and I really want to reflect that to people, because you could have made 16 different excuses on why now's not the right time. You don't have the time. You're too tired at 9:30 and your brain can't function, or whatever else. But I love that you were like, no big deal. Can't make the Q&A calls. I'm going to make massive use out of the help tickets, and I'm just going to, there is nothing that's coming between me and this mission. So were there times where you were like, when the, alarm clock went off on your Friday at 5 a.m. that you were like, I can't do this, not today?
Totally. So like almost every time, like, I want 30 more minutes of sleep. Just give that to me.
Yeah. So what kept you like going? What made you just say, you know what, it's time, let's just do this?
I have this window. I have this golden door that's been shown to me, where I have gynecologists, OB-GYNs who want my book. I have pelvic PTs who want my book. I have patients who want my book. And if I had a website, I probably would be pre-selling right now, but I don't.
Let's get that going, girl. Yep. I love it. I love it. So you had this, three, 4 different fires under your butt to really get it done. I love that. Yeah. I love that. So what strategy or what framework in the program did you find the most valuable during our 8 weeks together?
Oh gosh, I would say the weekly help tickets is really what I took advantage of it, because I couldn't make the group calls. Mm-hmm. I think I was only able to make about 3 at the very end, and I could only be on there for about 45 minutes before I had to start seeing patients too. So I couldn't even be on there for the whole time. And then having the structure was really big for me, because I needed someone to say, okay, this week you're going to get this done. Week 2, you're going to get this done. So it really helped me kind of like piecemeal out, so I could just focus on, okay, doing this piece this week, just doing that piece. So by the time the 8 weeks was over, my book wasn't done, but the core meat of the book was done. So then I just had extra fluff to add in, which was easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting because you really took advantage, and part of that, momentum and having kind of that deadline really gets people in action, right? It ends up being like a boot camp in a way, but you really focus on getting those key pieces dialed in, your title, your cover, your, obviously your topic and your outline before that. But yeah, I mean, you were just ninja in terms of, these are the small windows I have, and this is how I'm going to get it done. And what I love about that, there's that phrase, if you want something done, give it to a busy person. And we see that time and time again. Some of our fastest clients, a lot of times, are the ones that have the most on their plate. It makes no sense, but it's the way it works. So that's fantastic. So is there something, what would you say is kind of the biggest shift that you saw in yourself in this program? Because they say that starting a business, which, of course, a lot of you guys already have businesses. So this is kind of like a second business and in a bigger level, and going online and having a wider audience. A lot of the times that kind of creates these shifts. It's almost like the best personal development thing that you can do is starting a business. So we see in our 8 weeks together, of course, people come to us for the strategy and for the ebook and for the passive income strategy and all that good stuff, but they leave with something much more than that. And so I'd love for you to share, what is it that you saw in yourself happen during these 8 weeks?
Sure. So I think for me, writing a book, and actually it was the first time I'm really stepping into that public picture, this public spotlight, that brought up a lot of, am I good enough? Do I know enough? I need to research for 10 more years before I feel like I'm qualified to write this ebook. So that was really hard, and it was interesting. I actually worked through that, and then I feel like it came back recently because I just submitted the rough draft to my editor. So, and I felt like literally hours before submitting, I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to hit that enter button. I don't know if I'm ready to send this off officially.
Yeah.
And it was the official, like, hit the send button.
Yeah, which is amazing, right? Because it's literally a 3-second task. It goes like this. But it can be one of these tasks that takes, some people it takes, I don't know, a decade, because really it's like all of these things that come up, right? So you get to 90% done and you're like, actually, let me sneak out backstage left. Let me just, so that is fantastic. So that required you to show up and do that sort of personal growth. Was there anything in terms of mindset in the program, whether it was the mindset module or a book or our mindset coach or anything like that sort of helped you through that process?
I think the Great Leap book was really helpful.
The Big Leap, yeah. A lot of people really love that. So when on earth did you find time to read a book?
Audio, literally from driving from daycare to work. Took me maybe about like 2 weeks to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's exactly how it's done, right? 10, 15 minutes at a time. Well, you're in the LA area, so you get a little bit of that commute time.
Yeah, exactly.
That helps. Yeah. Knock things out.
Help bring the stress of commute down a notch.
Yeah. For sure. Okay, cool. And have you seen any of this trickle into other areas of your life? Of course, first of all, you finished a book that is sitting on the editor's desk right now, and you have a website in progress. This is like massive. If you think about it, for a couple of months, it's an incredible journey that you've been on, which I'm so proud of you, really, for how you've shown up and done this work, and also so excited to see what happens next, and to be there and witness it in the alumni group as you post. I'm sure you've been seeing everybody else posting. I can't wait for to get that ping of Jenny Abercrombie posted. But has this filtered into other areas of your life? Has it changed anything in terms of your relationship or your parenting or friendships or anything like that?
For sure. While I've actually been writing this book, I'm also a big believer in counseling, and I go weekly, especially because I'm a doctor. I see a lot of patients. I just need to process that out. I don't want to bring it home. And so having all of the book issues come up for me of, am I good enough? Am I good enough doctor? Am I good enough mother? Am I good enough mother? And, am I qualified to write this book? And how that kind of translated into my whole life. So I felt like it kind of, writing the book and going through this process was kind of like the catalyst for assessing all those deeper emotions that, of course, affect my mothering and my relationships and everything. Yeah. So it was actually really amazing to pair writing a book with going to counseling every week. It was awesome.
I am such a huge fan. Like, my team and my whole family and everyone I know is tired of hearing me say that I'm a big believer of everyone needs a shrink. We have a few shrinks in the program, so that's cool. I'm such a huge fan of it. It's not even funny, but yeah, that sounds about right? Which is partly why we have a mindset coach on staff as well, is because we know that while the strategy is all fine and dandy, the truth is what ends up happening is these upper limits that come along the way, and I'm not good enough. I'm struggling to think of one client that I haven't heard that from. a couple, but no one's coming to mind, because it's that prevalent. It's constant. It doesn't matter how much alphabet soup is behind your name. Doesn't matter if you're $500,000 invested in your medical degree. Doesn't matter if you spent 10 years. It comes up, right? It's one of those pieces of being human. So yeah, I'm super glad that you brought that up, because there's a lot of people that will be watching this video thinking those exact same thoughts and thinking they're unique in thinking them. So that's pretty fantastic. So is there anything that you would say to someone who is considering, do I even have something to share? Can I really do this right now? This seems like a lot of work. Is there any last kind of words you would want to share with anyone watching?
Yeah, I would say basically, if you have an idea that you want to get out, or even if you just want to create a passive income, find a need and fill it. Yeah. And I think that you guys have done a really nice job of breaking out the pieces and guiding you through. That's what I really need, because I'm a go-getter, but I get kind of overwhelmed with, okay, I'm here and I want to be there. How do I do all the little points in the middle?
Yeah.
So I think it's totally doable, especially with your team of basically taking your hand and walking you through each step and having those goals. And if you just follow those goals and those deadlines, then at the end of the program, you're going to be at a place where you can finish it.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's also, I feel like it's sometimes also having a group that are doing it with you. A lot of times it gets contagious.
Yeah, it totally does.
Where I'm like, so-and-so shared that they did this and it got me, I was going to take the day off, but no, I'm going to work. So I love it. I love the contagious positivity in there. That's fantastic. Well, yeah. Awesome, Jenny. Well, that is fantastic. I love, love, love everything you've shared. Thank you so much for that. And for everyone watching, Jenny's website will be up very soon. It's thevibrantmom.com, where she will be sharing her ebook as well as other stuff. And in the meantime, if you're interested in creating a passive income stream, and if you're interested in creating an ebook, book a call with our team and we'll get total clarity on whether we can help you or not, whether now is the right time or not, and what your business is looking like right now, what you want it to get to. If we can help you get from A to B, like Jenny said, with all of our steps and our process and our support, we'll of course let you know what that looks like. If we can't, we'll let you know that too. The link to book a call, we'll put it below this video, which is sylviemccracken.com/call. In the meantime, have a fantastic day. Thanks so much.